Hello everyone, Hunter here. I'm here for another episode of Pokemon. Why I say Pokemon? Apollo Justice Ace Attorney. Last episode we heard the testimony of Pheonix Wright, Pheonix Wright, a ex-attorney, who is now a piano player who apparently Winston Payne has a distaste for. Let's see more about what's going on here. Very well, the defense may begin a cross-examination. Right, Your Honor. My first cross-examination. Don't blow it! Are you alright? You're sweating bullets. Bullets? Where? It's a figure of speech, Justice. Your voice sounds strained and raspy, too. My brain feels strained and raspy. You've watched me perform cross-examinations many times. Though you've never done one yourself, have you? Care for a refresher? What to do? Should I ask again for a refresher and cross-examination? Now, if you never played a Pheonix Wright game, period, and this is your first one, I was just hitting the refresher course. Well, since I played this, I need no refresher. No need for help here, sir. I think I got this one covered. I think you better do more than that. You know it, or you don't, or do you not? I'm fine. The cores are still ready for battle. My weapons, press and present. Find any inconsistencies, any lies in the testimony, and reveal them to the court. There's a cross-examination. Learn it, know it, do it. Inconsistencies, lies, Pheonix Wright. As if Pheonix Wright would never lie, and it's up to me to prove it. Yeah, you think you know your person. You think you know a person. The defense may begin a cross-examination. Okay, so good now. I'm a piano player by trade, yet I can hardly play at all. My real job is to take on interested customers over the poker table. Really? Let's press that, shall we? They pay you just to play poker? That would seem to be the case. I'm a professional, after all. Bah! Do I detect a pride in that statement? It's just hard for any honest, hard-working member of society like me to imagine. Yes, your imagination was always a bit limited, Winston. Oh, what? I played poker for 7 years in that little room, and I never lost once. What? You see, why the customers come now? Defeat the undefeated poker champion. It's quite a draw. That is, quite a draw. Wait, you've never lost once? Not even one time? As I said, I'm a professional. He's played poker for 7 years and not lost once. Is that even possible? You think not. The room will be played and the competition in there are the closed main attractions. Let's press that as well. The room in the crime scene photo is an attraction? It has quite history, actually. The Borst Bowl Club used to be a gathering spot for black market types back in the day. Black market? All in the past, things like the black market are only on a silver screen nowadays. Suffice it to say that there were lots of deals being made on the table. Right there in the room with the dead man. A smoky room, gambling hoods, you know. Just looking at this picture makes me feel bad. The bosses gather around the table, cutting deals, safe from the eyes of the law. Meanwhile, a goon keeps watch through the small window. I can practically picture it now. That window looks like it would be good for keeping a lookout at, but little else. The room had a few other tricks to it, though it was common knowledge to our regulars. At any rate, we come to play poker in the room steeped in history. Despite the dark past, it was all just good fun. Good, clean fun. Let's see here. The rules are simple. We play a game of poker using 2 decks of cards. I'm not too familiar with this decks of cards, shall we? 2 decks of cards? A simple measure to prevent cheating. If you alternate 2 decks, no one can slip cards in. There's something else I noticed. In addition to the cards on the table, there are some lying scattered on the floor. Precisely. Cards on the table, cards on the floor, each one forming a complete deck. A crime scene painted blue by a sad supercars. It's poetic, really. Incidentally, we used two types of cards at the club. One deck of cards was red, one deck of cards, the other was blue. As I recall, in poker you made 5 card hands. I could see how it would be easy to cheat. Heh, yes, a game of hands. Why would he say that so loudly and laugh? There's competition you're talking about. I believe the court understands the nature of the game sufficiently. And that's how you pretty much activate this cutscene, folks. But that's right. It was a simple game after all. Are you sure? Huh? People are not murdered over simple games, Mr. Justice. Defendant, you were in the room at the very moment the crime occurred. Yet you claim no connection to the crime. Now that's strange. What's strange? I was testifying about the competition that night. Asking me about the crime at this point is against the rules, Your Honor. Of course, I expected to hear a cry of objection from the defense. I completely let that one slip by. Don't despair yet, Justice. Sir? Right. There's something I like to make made clear. Namely your connection to the case at hand. And I'd like to hear it from you. Sure, why not? Very well. The defendant will amend his testimony. Just one little press, and I've got myself a whole new testimony. I plead silence regarding the murder, but I will say I never touched the murder weapon. No, actually, we want to present something. Actually, no, we don't want to do that just yet. We want to press this. I think we're gonna get something out of it. Silence. The defendant has the right to refuse to testify. I haven't forgotten everything about the law. But why? That's clearly put you at a disadvantage. And it's your job to turn that around in our favor, yes? Great. Justice, didn't you detect anything odd about that testimony? Huh? Wait, something he did ring a little strangely. Just one thing. Now, what was it? When you figure it out, I suggest presenting evidence. Okay, so I guess we could have presented evidence beforehand, but I just wanted to make sure that we didn't invoke any wrath of the judge, because we get penalized, and the penalizations just get really freaking messed up in this game. So if you don't know what you're doing, just let you know right there offhand. This is your first cross-examination, take it slow. If you need more information, don't forget to press. Alright, I got it, I'm fine. Turn to listen to testimony once again. Now what we want to do is we want to skip to after statement 4. I think it's what it is. When he pleads pretty much yeah, there it is, pleads. Now he said he's never touched the murder weapon. But isn't that a lie because his favorite drink is the murder weapon? Objection! So you say you didn't touch the murder weapon. This grape juice bottle. Right? So I said. Something the matter, Mrs. Justice? Too bad our new defense attorney never learned how to play dumb. What's this, Mr. Payne? I examined the bottle in the question. You see, it was covered with the defendant's fingerprints. Objection! No need to shout, Mr. Justice. I can hear you just fine. Excess yelling can damage the judge's ears. In our case. But what about my cords of steel? Yeah, they're cords of steel. Anyway. What's so strange about the fingerprints on the bottom of the restaurant? Well, that's true. The prints alone don't prove he did it. Objection! Oh, they wouldn't prove a thing if they were normal fingerprints. Huh? But the fingerprints on the murder weapon were upside down. Upside down? What does that mean? It means he was holding the bottle inverted, and there can be only one reason for that. So I can hear the music here. Sorry, I gotta hear the music here. Yes, to brain someone with that bottle. Ugh! Those expressions get funny. Funnier though the entire free game. Mr. Gavin, I think things just took a turn for the worse. Oh? I see no problem, Justice. Huh? The only thing that matters is the truth. There's a good reason for everything, you'll see. Defendant, can you explain your fingerprints on this bottle to the court? I stand by my plea of silence regarding the murder. For now. Not very cooperative, are you? This could hurt your case. I'm sure he's not cooperative because he's hiding something. There must be some reason. Objection! Your Honor, you seem to have forgotten something. And what might that be, Mr. Gavin? On the night of the crime, who was it who reported the murder to the police? Reported? Well, that was the defendant, Mr. Wright. But still that... Really? Yes, well, according to the case file, the murder was reported from near the scene by a call from the defendant's cell phone. Near the scene? Let's take a look at the diagram of the murder scene, shall we? We'll need this for later, folks. Just remember, the victim was murdered in the small room in the basement, two floors down from ground level. Of course, cell phones can't get reception so far down. The defendant used the stairs in this hallway to go above the ground. The call came from the first floor of the restaurant. I see, and this is the phone that made the call? We'll need the cell phone later. Don't forget it's there. The defendant could have just fled the scene of the crime if he so chose. Yet he fulfilled his duty as a citizen and reported to the authorities. And you claim he's being uncooperative? Nice save, Mr. Gavin. I better not waste this. I think the prosecution has toyed with our client enough for the time being. Toyed? I assure you, no one's being more serious about... What was it you said? The defendant was in the room the very moment the crime occurred? How can you possibly know this? That's a good question. How indeed? The answer is simple, Your Honor. The prosecution has a decisive witness. You're good as they say you are. So someone else was in the room the night of the crime. That must mean that they witnessed the crime. At least up to now has been a woman of justice. Are you ready? I don't know, folks. Are we ready? I guess we'll see next part of case 1 of Apologist Ace Attorney. I think it's best I leave it off here. So what we'll do is the prosecution may call its witnesses to the stand. We'll first leave it off here with this scared lady. See you next time.